Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Magnificent Park. We've been gone for just over an hour. Um, and yeah, of course we had that huge crash involving Max Verstappen going up the hill. That incident has now been cleared. Of course, I mean it got cleared ages ago, but the catch fence damage was huge. You had to completely replace it, which means we had a break of over an hour. So we went off air for a little bit, and now we have the restarted race. Now, about 5 PM local time, almost coming up to that now. And we've just been given the the 1 minute board, sorry. So first of all, just remind you of why we are under red flags. It's just happened. It is. No, way too far. This is why we're under red flags. I'll show you just the off board and then you can see on board. If you just go back to the race, maybe you have seen it already. This is what happened to him. He makes a move down the inside of an elbow and he hasn't got a front wing. And then it's weird, just gets launched on the curb and it's a horrible accident into the catch fence. I mean, it reminds me of, who did that? Am I thinking of Newman or Austin Dillon maybe? In Daytona? I might be thinking of one of them. Anyway, we'll be back going green very shortly. So let's go back to Leclerc. And any second now, we will be back green. There we go. Remember, of course, lap 18 will be the second lap of silence in honour of Carl Busch for this race. That, of course, happened every single Grand Prix. Hopefully, Max is okay. He has been transported to the local hospital in Paris for further evaluation after being originally taken to the medical centre. He is conscious, he is talking, as you'd expect. Definitely hurt from that crash. He didn't get out of the car and became power. He was extracted from the car after it was put on all four wheels. Well, all four wheels that were remaining. That car was totally damaged. But yeah, second DNF of this race after Oscar Piastri crashed out on the opening lap after some weird antics that pretty much ended any chance of him winning this year's championship. Was one of the favourites for injuries. Antonelli gets past Leclerc. Still haven't seen any pit stops of the hard tyre, of course. The new rule that drivers have to stop on the track. Teams, once you knew that we were going to be gone for an hour, they were allowed to get out of the car, of course. Into they come. So they're going to get rid of the hards. I mean, that kind of does make sense. After the really long delay, they were allowed to get out of the car, of course. And they did allow teams with buggies to bring over some tyre warmers and some whatever else they needed, really. They just couldn't make any changes to the car, but they could make sure the cars didn't have any issues after the red flag. And it looks like everyone is okay, apart from the hard runners that started on hards coming into the pits. And that leaves, I think, Colapinto, who probably will still need to pit. Norris, who pitted early on with front wing damage on the opening lap, onto hard, so I think he will be pitting soon anyway. Behrman and Gasly, Hadjar all started on some mediums, so they already have pitted. And then Russell also pitted, not too early on, but pretty early on. For 30 laps of races, if you have only just joining us, it's a 10-kilometre circuit, which means very little lap time. I think it is, yeah, the longest circuit on the calendar this year. And I think it's the second longest since the new F1 Fantasy regulations came into place in 2023. Second longest to the Le Mans circuit, also in fact, of course. And me sounding like an idiot now remembers that we go to the Nordschleife for this year. So this is not the longest circuit on the calendar, that is. But yeah, of course, the Italian Grand Prix of 2023 was just shorter than this. That was exactly 10k. This is just over 10k. And how many laps is the Dutch Grand Prix as well? 'Cause I know that's quite a quite a long circuit. 39 laps. Yeah, that is still kind of around this. Only 9 laps longer. Anyway, yeah, of course, the country of France, especially this area, Paris, celebrating yesterday their Champions League win over Arsenal, who again failed to win European silverware. Unfortunately, they did have to win the league, but I mean, at least they're not European champions, unlike some up the road. But yeah, and they are in 7th place. So I'm assuming Colapinto will pit this lap. I mean, he's already been overtaken by Berman and Norris. Surely Norris pits as well. I mean, his tyres are only 1 lap younger than Colapinto, and he's still up there. It's Colapinto. So you never know what will happen. If Norris gets past Berman, Gasly gets past Colapinto. But I think Norris will pit this lap, so will Colapinto. Norris goes very wide though. And over the sausage car, Colapinto does come in. Norris will give it another lap. He went very wide there. That was weird from Norris. Not too sure where he's going. Ocon's doing okay. He's on hards as well. Pitted, don't know what lap, but he's been going strong on these tyres. I have heard some team radio that he will try to go as long as possible on these hards. He will probably have to pit for like soft or maybe even super soft, who knows. But Ocon's trying something here because he started 7th. He got to 3rd on the first corner, which is a flat out right hander. And then of course took out Norris, which got him that 10-second time penalty. As Gasly tries to go down inside of Behrman, and he gets... What's Behrman doing? Why are people doing that? It's what took Piastri out of the race. Russell did it earlier on, and Behrman just stops in the middle of a corner. It's really confusing. I don't get it at all. Really strange. Anyway, remember there is a 1 hour time limit for this restarted race, because it's 3 hours once the race gets underway. We call it 2 hours ignoring red flags, which we shouldn't reach. Don't think so. I mean, if they were doing 3-minute laps, it'd still be 90 minutes this race, and they're doing less than that, so it should be less than 90 minutes. But the red flag was over an hour, so they still should be fine, hopefully. It's the longest red flag we've had, and I can't remember a longer one. Spa 21 is like all that really comes to mind. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Any longer red flags? Definitely not since F1 Fantasy game, but we haven't had to like cut off like that. Definitely out of the ordinary for that. And yeah, Bowie Knife 99 is an op. If you have played 4, 5 and 6. Oh yeah. Where is it? I would never sneezing fit. I'm literally fine as well. I don't get why I'm having that. Anyway, Gasly leads Behrman. Where is Norris? I think Norris pitted. Yeah, Norris did pit. So he's down to 7th place. I actually just pitted this lap onto softs. I have one up to 5th, which is good on him, considering he had to pit recently from the front wing, literally just before the red flag came out. Oh no, it would have been after the red flag, because he had to stop with a broken front wing. So it is in this restarted race he had to pit. 18 laps this one, compared to the 12 we had previously. So pretty much the whole length of the sprint race we've got at the moment. Just quickly swapping my headphones around because of issues. Yeah, headphones I mean the ones I'm using, but still it's not connected English. No, what I mean, what is actually on at the moment? What have we got on? Anything decent? GT World Challenge Europe, MXGP, Copper Truck, Indy Next, Indy Car on in about an hour and a half. Keep coughing. Really annoying. Oh well. Guys, yeah, the lone car out in front, and we got battle for second between Behrman and Antonelli. Okay, so I feel bad. Anthony swooped round the outside through the only braking zone of the return leg. If you don't account this chicane. Can Antonelli catch up to Gasly? You've got Russell now right behind them and two championship contenders. The pole sitter versus the Bearman, I guess. I don't know what to call Bearman. Yeah. Russell right up the back of him. Is he going to make a move through turn 3? Outside? Nope. What about 4? 4, I haven't seen many overtakes there, but turn 5 definitely have. But I don't think he's close enough. No. 6, unless there's some weird breaking up 7. Nope. So 8, 9, 10. Nope, we're on turn 11. Surely gets him into the hairpin. He looks much faster at the moment. I think he might. No, he's just holding off for now. Is Anthony? Oh no, he goes round the outside through the hairpin. Behrman practically lets him by. Good move there from Russell, although helps, I want to say. And always contact between the two of them, and Behrman goes wide. We saw the same thing happen between Snowder and Martins that broke both of their rear wings earlier on. And now Albon's brought up this fight. Speaking of those two, where are they? 13th and 8th. So Martins has dropped off a little bit more compared to Snowder. Ocon up to 9th place. Just soldering on those hards. We've got Behrman, Albon and Russell going down the back straight. It will be the lap after next, the lap in silence. Of course, lap 8 and lap 18 chosen because he was lap number 8 until his death, until his passing, and then this last year, and then with number 18 pretty much full career. That I was saying earlier, I think in the previous race, I think I got interrupted by something, but for the Motorsport 4, I think it was 4, they had a mode, like a DLC, I think, with NASCAR European Tour. I think it was 4. Was it? No, it wasn't 7. Pretty sure it was 4. Oof, they could be anyone, to be honest. One of the liveries there was number 18, Eminem's car, of course, Carl Busch's livery back in the day, his famous one. I think one that pretty much most people know him by. I mean, you saw when people were leaving flowers outside the RCR museum, they were leaving M&M's as well, and there's the other ones. If Russell comes in, so Russell comes in from 3rd, so they're all going to get in front of him. It's Antonelli and Gasly quite close. Anthony's actually got past Pierre Gasly, so we've got a new race leader. in Kimi Antonelli, who hasn't won since last year's US Grand Prix. Yeah, as I was saying, it's Eminem livery. There was number 18. I mean, it honestly is what brought me into NASCAR. That car pack and all that. I mean, I didn't start watching NASCAR until I think it was 2022. Yeah, it was Logano's first championship in the 2020s. I think his second one. As Gasly retakes the lead, Russell comes back in 11th with some of the table chair I saw in the background there, and also at the top. Yeah. My first race was the 7500 of that year. Can't remember who won it, but I remember I fell asleep pretty much instantly. I decided to watch it whilst lying down in bed. Probably wasn't the smartest thing in the world, but yeah. Then we kept watching Kansas Xfinity the week after. Watched most of that. It got shortened due to rain, but it was ended right at the end of the second stage. And they interviewed Ty Gibbs after that. Funnily enough, he was talking about how he kind of intended like Justin Allgaier. That interview made me support Ty Gibbs, and I've been supporting him ever since. And then not long after that, I think I was watching some truck practice. And Carlton Noswell caught my eye. I'm currently wearing his merch from his Talladega win. I do have the Ty Gibbs Bristol top as well for his win. I just prefer this one. I mean, this one's 100% cotton, but I wouldn't think 80-20 polyester. I much prefer this one. I think mostly because it's full cotton, but secondly, it's just this. They're both small. Yeah, I'm not the biggest guy on the road. I'm an endurance athlete. I'm not going to be huge, but yeah, this one's just bigger. I didn't get why this Tiger one's so small, but I've bought 3 more shirts. I got the truck win from Texas a few weeks ago, and then Suarez's Coca-Cola 600 shirt, and also the Carl Busch truck win at Dover, which I thought would be nice to get. Nice little tribute to him. £81 for 3 plus 28 posting because it's in America and I'm in the UK. Yeah, what have we got on next week then? Anything good? We got Trucks, Arca and Cup at Michigan. Dirt Late Model Dream, Eldora. F2 and F3 and Porsche the Cup at Monaco. Still got Isle of Man on, of course, throughout the week. Gasly's dropped off a lot. He's now got Behrman right behind him. Norris and Albon as well. I think this top 5, I mean, who's next? Sonoda, where's he? He's quite far back. He had rear ring damage. I mean, I'm surprised he's still anywhere near the mix, to be honest. Anyway, what else have we got? Have I put that down close? Oh, that's the race, idiot. Yeah, we got motocross at Hangtown. Spanish at quarter mile alongside Euro Cup 3. International GT Open at Masana, we'll do a few more races there. Yep, Euro Formula Open, probably GT Cup Europe as well. MotoGP at Hungary, they were at Mugello today. As Norris gets past Gasly, Behrman probably do that in a second. Oh, they are kind of catching up to Antonelli as Behrman, yeah, does get past Gasly. I'm assuming these softs are medium, sorry, are falling off a little bit. They started on mediums, came on to another set of mediums. They already know they have to pit again. And surely they go on to hards now for the rest of the race. Because it lasted about 12 laps, those hard tyres. But they can't be putting it, they took like 10 laps. Oh, for goodness sake. It's lap 18. It'll be quiet for lap 19. I know. I'll get used to it. It's difficult being a one-man band, but you can watch this battle. But make sure on this lap 19, basically 18, we stop and think of Kyle Busch. Busch, you will be missed greatly. While we were gone, Behrman did come into the pits, just as we went. And yeah, Norris now leads from Antonelli and Gasly with Albon in fourth place. Where did Behrman come out? 10th, okay, so a little bit back. F1 8th. Keep an eye out for him. If he only has to do one more stop, I feel like everyone else will have to do one more stop, but we'll see. He is flying. Gasly right behind Norris now. Norris never taken. So we can sort something out. So once I yeah. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that. Antonelli leads Gasly, who leads Norris. This is your top three. Norris gets in front of Gasly, and he tries to get past Antonelli there, but isn't quite able to. As Norris sends it on Antonelli. As Gasly's in, so there's mediums, second mediums. He did 10 laps both. That is very consistent from Gasly. I mean, he unfortunately can't do another set on mediums, but he knows he can put a set on hards on and go to the end. Because if it's 10 laps on mediums, he can definitely go to the end on a set of hards. So I'm assuming he'd go hards. Surely he does. He'd be stupid not to, unless he's been conserving his mediums, but everyone's been coming in about 10 laps on them. He goes softs. That is a strange decision, to say the least. But it's now Norris versus Antonelli, all on board of Antonelli. See if he can catch him overtake. It's not very often we go on board of anyone. As he chases Norris through the chicane towards the hairpin of turn 11. Is he going to go around the outside? He does. And Antonelli back into the lead. He has a bit of a wobble though, and Norris fights back. I'm trying to find my cursor. But Norris back into the lead. Is he going to sweep round the outside? He almost hits the back of Norris. And that was very close. Almost losing his front wing there is Antonelli. But Norris holds on for now. Is he going to try round the outside through the next corner? He is. This is great battling. He can't quite get it done though. He's still stuck behind Norris. What about through this bit? I mean, you want to be careful overtaking here after what happened to Verstappen getting launched on a curb. And Antonelli surely gets down the back straight now, but there's no slipstream. This is all pure pace. Have been told, by the way, another reason of the delay, they were doing this while repairing the catch fence and the tyre barrier. There was a manhole cover on the curbing, which is probably what caused the accident. There's Norris. Goes very deep in trying to defend Antonelli, and Antonelli, no, he still can't get past him, but he goes wide onto the grass, kicks up a bit of dirt there, there's Norris, and surely now Antonelli is going to get past him, round the outside, very easily. Finally I think Antonelli is in front for now. Anything can happen to them, but Norris will try and fight it. Yeah, Norris immediately back in front. Look at the gap now between these two. Norris created a huge gap since getting back past. Any more fights going on? I mean, nothing really happening now. Ocon's up to third. He is doing very well on these hards. Hadjar in fourth. Behrman fifth. Gasly not too far behind. I mean, everyone's close. They're just gaps though. Like, no one's that close that they're really doing anything. Well, I don't get why, by the way. All the panels are lighted up yellow. Where's Albon gone? 18th, what happened to him? He's in the pits. Again. Is this for a new rear wing by any chance? think Albon did lose his rear wing. He did. Where did he lose that? This was a while back, but of course. Let's see what happened. It's going up the hill. What? My jaw is currently dropped. How lucky is Albon? So he does the exact same thing. How has he got only a broken rear wing from that? He's flew. He has literally flew. This is the same thing that happened to Verstappen when overtaking Albon when the red flag came out 10 laps ago. Albon has literally flew. Launch on the curb. It's obviously, maybe it isn't a manual cover. They obviously haven't fixed whatever the issue was. I am lost for words. Absolutely lost for words there. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Ocon leads. So Gasly and Norris, no, Antonelli and Norris, sorry, both came in. They come out 4th and 5th, so they're still up there. Gasly in 6th, not too far behind. I'm assuming Behrman and Colapinto will come in soon. Ocon does lead, but surely he will pit soon. That'd be my best guess. I feel like these two are going to have a little bit of a fight sooner or later. There's still no one really there. I'm going to watch Norris. We'll go on board with Antonelli while he catches up to Norris. I'm going to go for a bit because nothing's really happening. I'll see you in about that time. I mean, he is kind of catching up. I don't know, the thing I'm most interested in, Behrman versus Ocon. It's a decent gap. Obviously, Ocon has pitted once this race, compared to everyone else pitting, I think, twice. So I'm assuming Ocon will pit soon. We're listening to some radio a second. I have been told that he is looking to go until lap 26, which will be 4 laps to go. We should be fine on that 3-hour limit on a red flag. I'm pretty sure we'll just make it in on time before 6 PM. So fingers crossed for that. A bit wide there. So yeah, I would guess then it would be not at the end of this lap, but at the end of the next lap if they are looking to pit. Because his hards must be gone. He's been on them for at least 10, 12 laps. No, more than at least like 14, 15 laps. So, ooh, wide there over the sausage curb. Goodness me. Yeah, I'm just wondering if Verstappen was to miss the next round next week in Valencia, on the streets of course, who would replace him? Are Super Formula 1 next weekend? I don't think they are. No, they're not. That is good because their reserve driver is a Wasser. Or would they just put in a V-carb driver maybe? You never know. They could put in Lawson or Hadjar into the Red Bull. And then maybe put a Wasser into the RB, but he is the test driver for Red Bull, so you'd think they'd put the Red Bull test driver in. I don't know, but we'll have to see. I mean, hopefully he'll be able to race, but I mean, it's a week away and he's gone to hospital and they had to extract him. And I think you're going to lose some Pecco Bagnaia miracle in Barcelona a few years ago. You know, he got ran over his leg by Brad Binder, and I feel like I was on the same terms with everyone else that he would be out for a little bit. But then he came back to this race, and I'm pretty sure he won it in Misano. Unlike Bastianini, his then teammate. How he had to miss a race, but I didn't, I don't know. Anyway, Ocon still leads, and that's Piastri. Ocon still leads by quite a way as well. Here we go, Norris versus Antonelli. I said this battle would blow up again. And they're battling before the pit stops, and they're battling again afterwards. Gasly is a long way back than these two. Really quite a big great gap. With Antonelli tries again to get past Norris. He wasn't able to earlier on. And I think Ocon will be in this lap. They're side by side through 3 and 4, going into 5, then up 6 and 7. Norris stays in front for now. It's just like what was happening a few laps ago. There we go, Antonelli. Norris, he did it again, he slowed down. I don't know why they keep doing that, just randomly slowing down. It's really weird. As Ocon goes up the hill. Tyres must be gone now. Now have a huge gap over Norris, and for some reason Norris started to stop earlier on. Damon's not too far in front of Antonelli. And it is still a pretty big gap, I'd expect Ocon. I mean, it's pretty much just the whole straight and a bit more. It's a big gap. I think he should be... I don't think he'll lead. I don't think he'll lead when he pits. But I mean, it's a decent strategy and he'll be up there, despite having to serve that 10-second time penalty when he pitted originally. And he goes towards the chicane. He should be in this lap. Oh no, been told to stay out, so if they think he can get one more lap in. It's a long lap, so they're gonna... I mean, if they weren't sure, surely, with it being such a long lap, they'd just bring him in and not risk the extra 10 kilometers on these tyres. That's a lot. It's a lot. There's a big gap. A lot longer on those tyres. An extra 10k. Normally an extra lap wouldn't be much, but here, when they're doing not just 1 minute, but 2 minutes longer a lap than normal, I'm surprised about that, to be honest. I thought that they would stay out. I mean, come in and just not risk it. I mean, not fighting for the win. It's like, even if you get like 5th, that's still a lot of points for Haas. Yes, they got a decent points haul out of, I think it was Argentina, and Chicago. They got a 2nd place with Fornaroli. And I think it was 4th and 5th at Argentina, so it's a decent points haul from a team that aren't really up there. Really disappointing Haas have been this year after being championship contenders with Behrman last year. And they were championship contenders until the very last day. And they were constructive champions, I think, a year or two ago as well, Haas. And now Nelly has caught up to Behrman, speaking of the devil. Of course, moved to Ferrari over the summer, winter, sorry, replacing the retiring Lewis Hamilton. And Antonelli, he's all over the back of him. When you go around the outside, he does. And Antonelli now into 2nd place. So he is in the net race lead now over Ocon, who's currently going down the back straight. He will be in this lap, but that gap is huge. I mean, if he has a good stop, he could come out in the lead. You never know. He might be up there. He might have done this perfectly. Those tyres are gone though. Obviously. It's definitely, I think, one more lap. Could have a puncture maybe. These tyres are shot as he goes towards the chicane. Adney just goes to start the out loop. Ocon just about to finish it. And that's a big gap between Antonelli and Behrman. And oh, Ocon's off! His puncture, that's a puncture. He's gone. And Ocon, that is huge. He could have done so well, and it's been stolen from me. I said he should have pitted last lap. He would have got a podium if he pitted. But he wanted that win. He wanted just to go 1 lap longer. What's the point in going 1 lap longer? And he's going so slowly now. Where is Antonelli? He's just about to go to where that tyre blew out. And I mean, he was lucky it was there with all this runoff in front of him. And he's just made into the pits. Boy, he is so lucky to be able to continue. If it was even 1 or 2, 3 corners earlier, he'd be off at a high speed into a barrier. As he makes it into the pits, what's he going on to? Super softs. Okay, Ocon has currently got the fastest lap of this race, by the way. Or has he? No, he hasn't. No, he has got the fastest. No, he hasn't. He's got the fastest lap of hard runners. It's him going on to super soft. He comes out in 4th place, just behind Norris. And I'm assuming he'll get past Norris pretty quickly on the much fresher, much newer tyres. Oh, he's slow a bit there. There's a bump through this corner. Hasn't caught anyone out yet this weekend, which is good. But how Ocon, he must have some floor damage maybe. We'll get a replay of that after the race. Or should we get a replay now? What's the gap between Antonelli and Behrman? It's not that. I mean, I don't see it closing in as Ocon goes wide there. Let's get a replay of what happened then. For Esteban Ocon going through that final chicane. And it just blew out. And oh, he just crushed that barrier there. That is so lucky. He kind of just panicked and went over here. And that is huge. So ignore everything on my headset beeping on its last legs. That is absolutely massive on board. It just goes as soon as he brakes and turns in, and he is so lucky. As I said, if it went any of the other corners on that return leg, he's off at high speed into the barrier. I mean, we saw it in spring qualifying. He had a... Was it spring qualifying? No, it was qualifying. He had a... Earlier on today, he had a big hit. Going on to the endurance leg. A little bit behind and just fast forwards. Pretty much there. There we go. Live now, and he has caught up to them already. Norris and Behrman right by him. And surely he can go for a move there because Norris is going to go round the inside. Ocon sends it down the inside. They make contact. They both go over the chicane. Surely they have to give that back to Behrman. I don't know, but Ocon goes wide anyway. And Norris definitely gets in front, and I think he's going to let Behrman by. I mean, Norris got pushed off, so I don't think he will have to. Well, no, he goes straight back out because Behrman's coming in. The tyres aren't lasting for Behrman. He has to pit. And that's a shame. He probably could have got the championship lead, I think. Oh, no, he wouldn't, because Norris is still there, of course. Idiot. But he would have lost points anyway. I'm thinking of Piastri being out of this race. Norris is still going, though. Ocon right behind him. He chases him down. Through 3 and 4. Flat left, right. Where does Behrman come out? He's still there in 6th place. Surely goes on the super softs. Anyway, up the hill. What's going to happen? He's going to send it down inside. No, he doesn't. What is Ocon doing there? I think he got spooked out there from whatever Norris was doing there. That was weird. He did that weird braking thing again. Anyway, where does Behrman come out? Comes out in 6th place, just in front of Hadjar. Snowder in 5th place. So having a broken rear ring earlier on. Speaking of broken rear rings, Martin's is 10th. He had the issue at the same time, so not too bad from him. Oh, Norris got back past Ocon there. Did Ocon go off? Quick replay. He did go wide. Into the gravel. And Norris back into 2nd place now. This is about for a second. Adney though with quite a lead out there. Surely the win's his now. With about 2.5 laps to go. Ocon though, he's fighting. He's pretty much bump drafting Norris down the straight. Almost off there. He sends it. Pushes him wide. Second time he sent it on him. Norris goes wide now. And now Ocon, deep Ocon wide, knock on round almost. He saves it. Behrman will Behrman get in front of him? I don't know, but the gap now between Norris and Ocon. No, it's not Behrman, sorry, it's Ocon. Gasly. Behrman pitted, didn't he? So Gasly now involved now. Side by side, these two are. But I think Ocon has it. And the much faster tyres, of course, but can Gasly make a move? Go on board. No, he won't. Ocon has the line. Almost cuts that. Didn't think he quite did though. And now he chases down Norris yet again. And Ney leads with 2 to go. I'm going to let you watch this lap. And we'll see if Ocon can catch up with Norris. Back because Ocon has caught up with Norris very quickly there. And now he's right up behind him. Are we going to see a move up the hill into the chicane? And oh, he's hit him and he's out! Norris is out of the race now with 2 laps to go, just under. Norris is out. He is out. Ocon's taken him out. Just like what happened on lap 1, it's happened on lap 29. Out of 30 and Norris, your championship leader is out. Behrman will gain 10 points on him. What was Ocon doing there? We'll get a replay of that in a second. We'll get it now actually. I want to see what happened there. What was that? I mean, Norris just stopped there actually. Don't think that was even Ocon's fault. Norris has stopped. They've all been doing that this race for some reason. He just goes on the brakes for no reason, and that's his race done. And I take back what I just said. That is 18 or 15 points wasted from just stupidity. Plain stupidity, that, from Norris. And we'll be white flag soon. Need to pause a second. There we go. Back live now. And now we're going to see a move in the closing stage of this race. There'll be one to go next time by. Ocon is so close to Antonelli. He's on the much better tyres. Let's see what happens. One to go. The white flag is out. Antonelli will find it. Look how close Ocon is. He is so close to Antonelli. He sends it down inside into 2, and Ocon leads. And could that be the win at his home race for Ocon? For the first time since I don't even know when. When was the last time Ocon won a race? It was 2023, I think. I can't for the life of me remember what circuit it was. But I don't know. When was it? When he was at Alpine. I don't think it was India. No, India was 2024 anyway. That was the last time he came close to winning. But Ocon now, all he has to do is hold on for the rest of this long 10-kilometre lap. And he is a 3-time Grand Prix winner. Of course, he won the 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix. What race did he win? I can't remember which one it was. But Antonelli, he'll have the slipstream going into 1. I mean, going down the back straight. What am I on about going into 1? And he's already caught up so much to Ocon. He'll use the slipstream down the back straight. Is he going to get this move done? Surely he can. He's already so close. He'll have a move into the inside. Or would he choose the outside? Or would he get in before he even gets close to the corner? I think it will be at the corner. Yeah, he's too far back so far. But will he send it down inside? He doesn't. But Ocon goes deep. And Antonelli swoops by. And Antonelli leads. With a few corners to go. But Ocon fights back immediately. And he gets back into lead. But he's onto the grass. And he has to let Antonelli by. And surely now, unless Ocon can get him into the chicane, this is the win for Kimi Antonelli for the second time in his career. It won't be the third win for Ocon. And it's the teenager who'll win for the second time. Unless Ocon could try something, but he's wide through the flower complex. And he has one last chance. He sends it. He goes so deep. And Ocon's going to spin round. Almost takes out Antonelli. But that'll be it for Ocon. Antonelli, he's got 2 more corners to go. And Kimi Antonelli will win the French Grand Prix for Mercedes. It's their second win in a row. Antonelli wins. What a drive from him. Ocon will cross the line in second place. And oh, he's gone wide and hard into the wall as Ocon. Gasly ends up getting in second place. Ocon crossed the line third. What happened there to Ocon at the end? We'll get replay shortly. Tsunoda will finish in 4th place. It's a decent 12 points for him. Behrman ends up in 5th place. That 10 points, does that put him in the championship lead? I want to say it does. No, it definitely doesn't. Puts him 8 points behind Norris. Okay, so he doesn't need the championship, but he is close. 6th place will go to Hadjar. Good result for him. Colapinto 7th. That's decent for him. Lawson 8th. Martin's in 9th. What a race he had. It could have been so much better if he didn't collide with Tsunoda. And Albon. This is an Albon, by the way. That flew at the same place Verstappen had his awful accident. He had pretty much the exact same accident as Verstappen. Instead of flying into the catch fence, he flew up the hill. It's like one of the crashes you see on the F1 2015 meme videos up Eau Rouge. And that's what happened. And he ends up finishing 10th, just like that. How? I mean, he didn't hit anything. He broke his rear wing, yeah. But still, he didn't really hit anything. Anyway, that's your point score. So go through, I think everyone's finished. No, they're not. You've got loads of people to finish. Porsche's miles back. Doohan hasn't even finished yet. His teammate finished 3rd, by the way. Sainz in 16th place. Leclerc in 15th. Russell in 14th. That's a huge disappointment for those two. Doohan has 2 more corners to go, then he'll finish in 17th place, which is a huge disappointment considering his teammate almost won the race. And it's a good result for Hadjar considering this time in the sprint. Okay. This time in the sprint he was spun round, well he spun himself round on Behrman and then tried to drive into Sainz and barrel roll over. I mean, is someone else out the race? I don't know. Oh, it might be Ocon actually, yeah. Drogovic in 18th, Herta in 19th, the 2 Cadillacs just nowhere. And then Terry Portier, huge surprise for him, must have had issues in this race. He had a poor sprint as well. Torrid home race for him. Ends up in 20th. It's a huge shame. Wow, what a race that was. Let's see what happened to Ocon. First of all, at the same place his tyre blew out. He goes straight on and spins the car around. Just completely outbrake himself. He has much more experience than Antonelli. He's just rushed. Spins it around. And then what happened through the final corner? He goes deep, kind of, and then what happened? Oh, it's on the curb, loses it hard into the wall, which throws him into the inside wall, and that's a hard hit, and then just kind of keeps his foot in to try and keep that 2nd place, and the car just goes. And he just goes through the gap in the pit lane just conveniently there. And has to put in a lot of Senna memorials in this place, which is nice to see. Let's go off board then for that crash at the end. Let's see. Oh, it's hard hit, and then an even harder hit into the inside wall. Anyway, let's go through your results then. Piastri crashing out in the opening lap. Verstappen having that huge accident. He is still in hospital, no update since your last one, but he is of course conscious and or hopefully okay, mostly. Norris crashing out on the penultimate lap after a weird incident with Ocon. That's already been cleared. It's, well, basically Norris's fault then, if that's no further investigation. Portier, Herta, Drogovic, Doohan, Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, Crawford, Bortoleto, Maloney, your non-scorers. Then Albon, your wildcard driver this weekend. Martins, Lawson, Colapinto, Hadjar, Behrman, Tsunoda, Ocon, Gasly, and Antonelli, your race winner for the first time this season. How did that do into the championship standings? Behrman goes on to 89, so he's 8 points behind Norris. Tsunoda got 12 points, that puts him on 86. Gasly got 18 points, that puts him on to 77. Colapinto got, how many is that? 1, 2, 4, 6 points, that puts him on 65. Russell no score, Leclerc no score, and Antonelli goes to 76 points. So great points all from Antonelli, but still all to play for. But it is looking like it's Norris versus Behrman in this championship fight. We're back next week in Valencia on the streets, not the Ricardo Tormo circuit we used last year. It will be, as per normal, for a non-sprint race European round, 3 PM UK time for qualifying, 4 PM local, then 2 PM UK time for the Grand Prix, 3 PM local. So we'll see you for that one.